Hey everyone, Psychopath1 here. I'm going to do my final review of the night. And this one is special to me because it came from my childhood. I've been wanting to talk about this movie in good quality for quite a long time. House on Tombstone Hill. This movie gets my blood pumping. This is one of my favorite B movies, next to Flesh for the Beast, The Beyond. Well, it all depends on what you consider B movie. I consider B movie low budget, so. But, anyways, House on Tombstone Hill, or Dead Dudes in the House, or The Dead Come Home, which I'll probably just put House on Tombstone Hill, aka The Dead Come Home, because believe it or not, when you put this Blu-ray in, oh my goodness, this Blu-ray looks fantastic. And I am like crazy about this movie, and I'm so happy to have it in good quality too. But anyways, House on Tombstone Hill, not Tombstone Hill. House on Tombstone Hill is about this group of college kids. They go to renovate a house, just to renovate it and turn it into pretty much a place to live. But on the back it says, I'll actually read the synopsis because this kind of makes me laugh. A group of friends have decided to repair and renovate an old house located in the middle of nowhere in the hope of turning it into their cool crash pad. Okay. But shortly after arriving, a strange and seemingly senile old woman is found to be lurking around the premises. Uncertain of her intentions, the group of trendy homesteaders go about their business but soon find themselves up against a very unexpected geriatric evil, hell-bent on keeping them as permanent residents in her house, dispatching them in a series of creatively gruesome ways. But to make matters even worse, shortly after meeting their demise, their mutilated corpses return from the dead, determined to help their elderly assassin and her fiendish daughter finish off the others. And then I'll read what got it so famous in a little bit. But this film was fun. On another one to end the night with a fun movie. So the kids end up going to renovate the house, and the first person to die, his name is Mark. He bought the house from a realtor, really cheap, and you soon discover why it was so cheap. They start exploring around the house to look around the yard, make sure it's good looking and everything, and they end up finding a tombstone, hence the title House on Tombstone Hill. And the director didn't pick that title some of the distributors picked that title, and that's how I first saw the movie, was House on Tombstone Hill as that title, and that's what I owned it on. But anyways, they end up finding the tombstone, and this jerk, his name is Bob, played by Victor Verhey, and I'm usually good at pronouncing names, but I'm having a really hard time pronouncing that name. Victor Verhey plays the character of Bob. He ends up taking something to this tombstone and just bashes it in and then wakes the dead up. Good job, Bob. ends up waking the old lady. And the old lady is played by the same guy who plays Mark. His name is Douglas Gibson. And many people get confused about who played the old lady, but if you look at the credits, it does help you out. Like, the guy who plays Mark, his name is Douglas Gibson, and they have interviews with all, well, not all of them, but three of the four guys. There are 2 girls and 4 guys. So anyways, there's Joey, who's the jokester. He's not in the movie very much. And one of the first lines that Bob spurts out when he... Oh, they also, after they find the tombstone, they also find a noose. And they say it looks to be used. So what ends up happening is they can't open the door, the front door. The house is pretty much saying, leave me the hell alone. Like just let me rest in peace, goddammit. Excuse my language. But that's pretty much what the house is saying. Leave me alone. But it takes a while for them to open the door, and then all of a sudden, Mark Zobian's character, Rick, ends up saying, hey, why don't you just give me the key, I'll help you get it open. And the scene goes on a lot longer than what I'm saying, but I'm getting to the point. He ends up gently opening the door, and they end up walking in, and they find the house has apparently already had people working on it, because there's already a work table there for them. So anyways, Bob says, well, I gotta have my first beer. And don't you know the work of a carpenter is 3 things, are food, tools, and beer? And that just made me giggle. And so he sends Joey to go get the beer, so he's out of the film for about 25 minutes. By then it's nighttime in the movie, but 25 minutes in movie time, it's like a couple hours. But anyways, they're just trying to remodel the house, and all of a sudden they find out, oh, there's a light on. And apparently, from what Mark said, the house had no electricity. So he ends up looking at the light and ends up saying, oh, maybe there is some electricity here and there. And then all of a sudden they see the old lady, and they're like kind of rude to the poor woman, or so we think it's a poor woman. And they're like saying like, ma'am, we don't know how you got in here, but you're going to have to leave. And then Bob, the charming guy he is, says, well, if she doesn't stop staring at me, I'm gonna slap her. And I'm like, dude, you don't know this woman. And so anyways, she ends up walking away, and then as she walks away, Mark ends up saying, like, I'm gonna see if she left. And so he goes upstairs, and we get our first kill. It's an off-screen kill, but they're just getting us to lead into the good stuff. But anyways, Mark's girlfriend Julie ends up going upstairs looking for Mark because he's not responding. So she goes upstairs to find him, and then all of a sudden ends up opening up a door with a 2x4 to get inside the room to see if he's in there. and it ends up being the old lady's bedroom. So anyways, what ends up happening is she's looking through stuff, and then all of a sudden the old lady ends up pushing her cane near Julie's arm, and all of a sudden she's like, before that, like, what ends up getting her scared to start looking for Mark, she sees a huge blood stain on the wall, and so she follows the blood upstairs, and that's how she gets upstairs. And then she goes into the room, and then she ends up meeting the old woman, and the old woman says, I know about your boyfriend. And the woman says, what about my boyfriend? And the old lady ends up saying, he's dead. And then Julie's like, what are you talking about? And she says, well, where do you think all that blood came from? It's your boyfriend's blood. And the actor who plays the old woman, like I said, it's a guy, does like this lip movement type of thing. Like, if you could see my face, I'd be able to show it to you. But does like this lip movement thing, and it's kind of creepy. When he's the old lady, and he's doing the old lady's lip movement and everything. And so Julie says, what are you going to do? Kill me too? And then all of a sudden, Julie runs out, and then all of a sudden she takes a deep breath, tries to compose herself, and then all of a sudden, boom, Mark's there, and he's got blood all over him. He looks like a wreck. So the woman kept her word. She said, I killed your boyfriend. And then the people come back as ghosts / zombies type of things. I hate using the term zombies for a movie like this, but everybody's using that term, and they're I'm going to call them her ghost slaves. So anyways, Mark is no longer a nice guy. He ends up wanting to kill Julie, and he's like, come on, we'll have a nice friendly little chat. So come on, give me the wood. And he talks about how he's going to bash her brains in. And so Julie has a little bit of fight in her, and ends up bashing Mark across the skull and killing him again. Yeah, you can die twice in the movie, so yeah. But anyways, she goes back downstairs and tells her friends what happened, and so they believe her, which is a good thing. And then all of a sudden we cut to nighttime, and all of a sudden Joey is back, and we get this great scene. He ends up climbing up a ladder to get into the house because he can't get in through the front door because it's locked tighter than Fort Knox. So he ends up going up a ladder to where the window is open, and then he ends up accidentally kicking the ladder down. So he's pretty much, if he falls, he dies. So he's trying to pull himself up, and he ends up seeing the old lady, and he asks the old lady, hey, can you help me out? And so the old lady takes a machete and says, no. And Joey's like, come on, please help. And she's like, no. And then cuts his hands off, and oh my goodness, the effects on the hand cutting are amazing. Good practical effects. Done by Ed French, the same guy who did the effects on Creepshow 2. That's what I know him best for. Creepshow 2 is one of my all-time favorite films, and so you know the effects are going to be good if the guy who did Creepshow 2's effects did. But anyways, the hands end up getting flung off by the old lady's machete, and Joey ends up falling down, and then all of a sudden, Joey doesn't know where he is. He just knows that he's laying down, and then all of a sudden, he looks up, and he sees the old lady with a pipe, and he screams, and the pipe just goes right through him, right through his chest, and kills him. And I'm just like, whoa, that's a great way to introduce you to some kills. But I'm going to cut it off there with the kills because I want you guys to check this movie out. Fun movie. Even though I'm loving and going all crazy with this movie, I gotta be honest, it's not going to be for everybody. So take my review with a grain of salt. If you like Evil Dead, with the gore and stuff of Evil Dead 2, but you like the seriousness of Evil Dead 1, even though this movie's not all the way serious, there's some humor in here, being that it's an old lady killing people. Definitely pick this up. It's well worth the $21 I spent on it. If you get it from the company's website, vinegarsyndrome.com, I don't know if they still have them, but they might. It comes with a slipcover. Mine didn't come with a slipcover, but the slipcover says "The Dead Come Home" on it, and on the back it says "House on Tombstone Hill." It's like a double-sided slipcover. And then when you open it up, you get, even though I'm going to try to show you this, guys, again, but you guys aren't going to be able to see it. It comes with a reversible cover that says "Dead Dudes in the House." And I just never really liked that title, "Dead Dudes in the House." It's just like, it sounds like a comedy, which is what Troma tried to market it as. But there's some comedy in it, but it's more of a horror film, and a damn good horror film too. If you're into B movies and you can turn your brain off and just have fun with the movie, definitely check this out. House on Tombstone Hill, aka The Dead Come Home. Check it out. Really fun movie. It came out in 1988. It got bought up by Troma to distribute it back in 1991 and called it "Dead Dudes in the House." And this is celebrating its 30th anniversary. This Blu-ray came out in 2018. It's region A, B, and C. The special features are an audio interview with director James Riffle, moderated by film historian Chris Poggia, extensive behind-the-scenes still gallery, reversible cover artwork, 3 Dead Dudes featurette with actors Mark Zoby and Victor Verheeg, Douglas Gibson, and newly scanned and restored in 2K from its 16mm original camera negative. And like I said, the picture quality on this Blu-ray looks beautiful. And it comes with the DVD of Dead Dudes in the House with the title of it, Dead Dudes in the House. Same movie, just different title. But anyways, what do I give House on Tombstone Hill? I give it an 8 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this. If you can turn your brain off and just have a good time with a horror film, definitely check this out. You can find it through Tubi as House on Tombstone Hill, Dead Dudes in the House. You can find it on Tubi. And if you enjoy it on Tubi, definitely go out and buy it. If you want to see it again and actually own a physical copy, go for it. Really fun movie. So that is my last review of the night. Psychopathic1 signing off. Catch y'all later. And hopefully y'all enjoyed my reviews for the night. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.